Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 144 of my Guild Wars 2 Let's Play series, where we are currently in Orc Basin and we are going to begin our journeys heading into the Tangled Depths. But first, we have the story mission of Strange Observations, where we recently left the Glint's egg in Tarir, and we are now running after our friends, one of which, Marjorie Delacroix, is right up ahead, and we can go ahead and catch up with everyone.
Fancy meeting you here. How'd it go?
Took a little doing, but the egg is secure. Fallon?
Still out there, unfortunately. She disappeared before we could take her down. If we could take her down, that is. I'm not sure how that fight would have ended up with you gone. What Mordremoth did to her, changing her into a vine tooth like that, she packs a punch, let me tell you.
Yeah, just when I thought Fallon couldn't get any worse. What about Kaith?
In typical Kaith fashion, she slipped away during the fight.
I'm sure we'll find her soon enough. That one never stays underground for long. Where's everyone else?
They're around. Timy's wandered off, so we're looking for her.
Here?
Yeah, you know Timey. She does things her own way and in her own time.
And it does tend to work out somehow. Those holograms back there were ingenious.
No one has searched up on the hill if you want to help.
Great. If you see the others, tell them we'll meet up on the path.
Let's go ahead, find Timey before something happens to her. Wish with Timey, I'm definitely always a little bit concerned that something might indeed happen to her. We got a couple of bouncing mushrooms here, taking us up to this big ledge, and where we have some spike traps, and it looks like I triggered the traps on accident there. And we have some more Mordrim that are attacking us, and I think there's an achievement to get through here without triggering any of the traps, which we've already failed. But we got another setup here that are going to be a nice little challenge for us. And let's just get through there like that. There's some Mordrim wolves up here.
Timy's out here alone. We'll find her soon.
Where we have some immature Mordrim wolves here. Let's go ahead, bringing the wolves to the controller, and it looks like killing the wolves on the controller detonates them basically, and deals damage, and then kicks the controller out of the channel that he's doing. We can also just DPS them maybe, or maybe we could have just DPS the controllers there. I'm not 100% sure. But we have this room in here that we can go ahead and go into, where we have this like exalted door, and then we have something a little different. Looks a little Asuran in design. We can go ahead and run down here, and we can see what looks like a mixture of Asuran architecture and exalted architecture.
There you are. I've been hoping to show you this.
Thanks for the trail. What are you doing out here by yourself?
I am quite capable on my own, and this place is fascinating.
What is it?
I don't know yet, but it's an odd combination of exalted and Asuran magitech. I think it's a data station, but it's powered down. I noticed that some of the flow connectors have degraded. Weather will do that over time. I could repair it and get the magic streaming again if I had the right components. I just need something conductive like Maloranium wire, Corrigan filaments, or Saurian bones. Please, can you help me find some? It'll be so worth it.
Saurian bones. Those I can get for you.
So let's go ahead and use mushrooms to lure Saurians from their cave. So we got tasty mushrooms. Come to this cave here, throw the mushroom on the ground. A giant bristleback appeared. Might come for the tasty mushroom. Go on, go for it. Let's pick this up. Maybe I did a little too early. There we go. Go ahead, try to deal as much damage as we can. Looks like this bristleback is a little tanky. Go into our shroud, deal a good amount of damage to get this Saurian bone off of his hands. And over to the pylon, insert the flow connector. Let's grab this tasty mushroom and try again here. Where maybe this is just okay, it worked that time. Let's do the same thing as last time because that worked out well for us. We just deal so much damage, it's insane. And then let's go over here, because I guess there's more dens there. We can go ahead. We have a rolling devil here. It's coming for us. Let's go ahead. Instantly break the CC bar, which is great for us. And he didn't even have a chance against us, which is good. And then we need one more. So let's come to here. And then we are going to have a smoke scale that's going to attack us. So let's go ahead. Try to get the smoke scale out like that. And just obliterate it. And we have the last pylon here.
Greetings. I am Kiru.
Whoa, where did you...
I detected this apparatus coming online and made my way here. It's been inactive for quite some time. I couldn't locate any Corrigan filaments. Are you two responsible for turning it on?
Yeah, we are responsible.
What are those glowing dots?
Those, Eggbearer, are ley energy concentrations.
Ley energy concentrations. So this is a map? Oh, I see. This one is here, and that one is Tarier. What's this one?
That one is... it's the jungle dragon.
It's larger than the rest.
The beast is hungry, and judging by the assaults on Tarier, I fear we're caught in its maw.
All of Tyria is in danger of being swallowed, consuming so much ley energy. Mordremoth is stronger than I presumed. Look at what happened to the fleet. Troubling to think the jungle dragon is somehow more powerful than Zaitan.
Troubling? You're freaking me out over here.
Sorry, Timey. At least we know where to go face the dragon now.
Yeah, that makes it better. Next thing you're gonna tell me is that this other dot is another elder dragon.
That one? Why, that's your city.
I think I know where Radasum is.
Sum? No, this city is called Radanovus. The Asura there are our allies. They aided in the construction of this very device.
Novus? Novus! Eureka! Do you know what this means, do you? My gad, we found it! Are they here now?
You're the first of your kind I've seen since we woke up.
What were they doing here?
They were seeking ways to kill elder dragons, and we were seeking greater protection from them. An alliance was natural.
Radanovus? I've never heard of that.
The legendary Lost City? What are we waiting for? We should have been there already! We could find data, Magitech, or allies there that could help fight Mordremoth.
Sounds too good to be true. Let's get everyone back together.
Thank you for reactivating the map. Please tell the Novans to stop by soon if you visit them. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
A legendary lost city of the Asura, hidden within the heart of Maguma. Something that is incredibly interesting, and something that we should definitely find. But let's share the news of Radanovus with the rest of our party. And to do that, let's go ahead and head back out this way, where maybe we'll have more traps on our way out, but it looks like we are going in a different direction than where we came in that way. And then we have this little tunnel here, which just looks so cool. I love the design of this entire area. And it brings us down here with all of our friends, including Bram and Rox, who have returned, Bram looking a little different.
Hey everybody, there's a lost Rada nearby. We have to go there. They're doing research on elder dragons. They may have Magitech to help fight Mordremoth. Bram, oh my ears, you're back. I missed you so much. You're bald.
Easy there, Miss Genius. I missed you too.
Ram. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm eager to get back in the fight. I heard Fowlin, or whatever she's become, is still alive. I'd like to correct that.
Rox, what of Zojia and Logan's trail?
I actually don't know that we're on their trail. Back in Tarrier, we got wind of a Mordrum prisoner caravan and decided to check it out, but I don't think it's theirs. It's not the same amount of prisoners or Mordrum we followed earlier.
Okay. We head to Rada Novus then. Graham?
Oh, I'm following you, Commander. Whatever you think's best.
All right. Let's go find this lost city.
And strange observations complete. Where I'll go ahead and just pick a random one of these because it doesn't really matter too much for us. Or we can just pick a random recipe, Viper's Draconic Coat. Why not? Well, let's go ahead and leave this instance. And we have now officially completed Act 2 of the Heart of Thorn story. Right now we have the beginning of Act 3, Roots of Terror, Journey to the Lost CERN City of Ratanovis, which is going to take us in this direction through this portal into the third map of Heart of Thorns, Tangled Depths. And this map is a very, very unique one because we see with all the Heart of Thorns maps, they are all incredibly interesting, very detailed, a lot of stuff going on everywhere. But this map in particular is one of the most complex maps in the game, specifically for newer players and people who maybe struggle with finding their way around locations and orienting themselves and directions and all that stuff. Where once you get the hang of this map, it can definitely be pretty easy to navigate through, but we are going to have to get some practice in ourselves, and we're also going to want some more masteries in the future as well to make our journey easier. Where we have Roots of Terror that's taking us this way, and I'm not exactly sure where specifically we are wanting to go for this, but there's so much stuff all around here for us to explore, and I'm not sure what I want to do first. I didn't think this far ahead. That's probably not a good thing. But let's go ahead and maybe just head towards this story mission where there are a ton of tunnels into this map that we are going to want to interact with in order to get to different parts of the map. Where, first things first, let's just go this way. And I think our story mission is going to be down here. I love all the mushrooms around here. They're so cool looking. And we do indeed have our story marker here for Roots of Terror. And we can go ahead and begin exploring it through here, where that's a very interesting loading screen out there. And we got all our friends.
I've always believed the stories were real. It said the Novus crew refused to live above ground.
And you think that city is out here in the jungle?
I'm hopeful, and frankly, quite excited.
Any information we could use against Mordremoth would be beneficial at this point.
Where'd the green one disappear to?
Canuck went on ahead. I think he may have needed to be alone for a moment.
Well, let's go ahead and find Canuck, where we can just follow our mini-map and we can see that the road loops around this way. And we are definitely going a little deep underground. And of course, the Asura once lived underground before being driven up to the surface by Primordus. It's very beautiful here.
I was just exploring. Nothing to get your staff all bent out of shape over. Commander, there's a Pact lieutenant down there who is eager to talk to you. She and a few others managed to escape one of the Mordrum prisoner caravans. They set up a makeshift camp, but something's wrong.
Let's go ahead and speak to the Pact Lieutenant, where we do have what does look like a makeshift camp here with makeshift tents. Lieutenant Morrison and a few Pact individuals.
Lieutenant, you wanted to speak to me?
Commander, Mordrum assaulted us the moment we hit the ground. The survivors were taken prisoner.
You managed to escape?
Yes. Marshal Traherne, Zojia, and Captain Thackeray created a diversion, so a few of us could escape.
You were with them. Are they here?
I'm afraid not. They sacrificed their own chance at freedom so we could get away. The Mordrum took them.
Which direction did they go?
I was too out of it. Our Magister would know. He was the last to escape, but he's not here.
We have to find him. Where is he?
A monster's been attacking the camp. It's picking us off a couple at a time. The Magister led a group after it to kill it, through the mushroom-lit passage there.
Lieutenant, I'll leave some of my people here to protect you. I'll go after the Magister. Bram, you're with me.
So let's go ahead and head out this way. We got the mushrooms lighting the way. Beautiful detail. And we got a mushroom bomber here, like who we fought in the basin. And another mushroom charger here that we should just deal with. It's nice for us to have a little bit of time with Bram.
Green resin. Looks like creature blood.
Bunch of spiders all around here. And we still have all of our boosters from the last episode, where we might try to reactivate some of these as we progress forward as well. And just a lot of spiders all around here, where we might be looking for some sort of spider, but just a ton of green blood, which is very interesting, which I don't think we normally see.
Commander, you okay? You, stumbled a bit there.
It was nothing. Let's keep going.
Continuing forward, we have
Looks like
some
we can
dead
make it.
pact here.
I don't see anyone with Magister armor among the bodies, though.
He must have gone deeper in. We need to find him, preferably alive.
Something's not right. If this is a Mordrum, then it's like nothing I've ever seen.
Whatever it is, it's big.
Looks like there are 3 ways forward. Which one do we take?
Let's go ahead, pick one of the paths. This one doesn't have skulls on spikes, so let's just go this way. Cross the path without touching the water, where there's a ton of grubs around here, and we can try to utilize our glider. Jump up this way and over to here. And then across here. Tons of spiders here. I feel like those grubs would really mess us up, so really want to avoid those. Let's go ahead, go around here where there's more mushrooms. Deal with them quickly. They're definitely pretty weak, but they deal a ton of damage. Good thing for us, we have the shroud, and we can run up this way to defeat the creature.
Definitely no Mordrum.
Maybe not, but it'll die just as well.
Where we see one of the creatures that we saw at the very end of Orc Basin, where we have a Chak, specifically a Blitzer, which has damage reflecting shield and arcane energy beam. We also got many Chak lurkers appearing here. Let's go ahead and turn to them as well. We got a mastery point, so we can go ahead and get that and speak with Oh, there's still 2 alive. I didn't notice. And speak with Magister humbly.
Commander, you came for me?
We're going to get you out of here.
No. Raven is already here for me.
Easy. I'm here. Can you tell me which direction the Mordrum caravan was going?
Yes. Into the jungle, heading deeper into Mordrum territory. Due south.
Rest in peace, Great Hunter. I will personally spread your tale. The Itzel said the jungle provides, but it seems to provide only death.
But we provide vengeance. You need to see this. There must be hundreds of them.
We're not wading into that. We need to get back to our mission.
Let's go ahead, leave that massive swarm of Chak over there, and head back this way to meet with our friends, who apparently have caught up with us and have stopped defending the camp back there.
Commander!
Cass, what are you doing here?
Some more pack soldiers showed up and secured the camp. We came as quickly as we could.
What did we miss?
The giant bug thing.
Anything on our friends?
I spoke to the Magister before he died. He told me the caravan was headed south.
Then we should go after them.
I admit it's a hard choice, and I'm all for saving them too, but we can't just abandon the trip to Rata Novus. The Noban scientists and their research on Elder Dragons could prove invaluable.
We're going to have to split up. Taimi, Canuck, and I will go to Rata Novus. The rest of you scout for signs of the caravan. Rox, leave markers for us and we'll catch up.
If this Rata has a dragon kill switch, I'm going with you. The others can scout the caravan.
All right, move out, everyone.
And another mission complete. But we got a Black Lion chest key for this. And we can go ahead and leave the instance where we have some more work to do. We can go ahead and begin fully exploring Tangled Depths, but there's also so many monsters all around here. Right, let's go back to the beginning of the map, the Order of Whispers Camp, which for anyone who remembers when we first went into Auric Basin, each of the first 3 maps are really connected to one of the Orders of the Pact, and this map is deeply connected to the Order of Whispers. Where, let's go ahead and come into our mastery here, and we now have a new Hawk lore that we can work through, where we can go ahead and try to get the new Hawk hunting mastery to continue our story, where we need to learn to take special trophies from foes in Maguma and to harvest sawgill mushrooms, unlocking rare collections and items. So we can go ahead and keep that in our mastery line here and try to get some experience, complete some events, and so on and so forth. Where we have Mordrum Blade Dancer here, and we're getting really stunned. Let's go ahead and try to deal with these threats. So squishy, it's kind of satisfying. Just one shot the Tormentor, that's insane. Okay, we have a vista that's way up there, but I'm going to have to remember how to start getting up here. I think maybe it's over there. I almost killed the sniper while I was in stealth. Let's dodge this way, and so many areas we could go to. First things first, let's just scout around here. I thought maybe there was a bouncing mushroom here, but doesn't look like there is. Where a really fun thing about Tangled Depths is that there's like 8 different ways to get to any location that you are going to. Let's go ahead and try to get a basic understanding of how the map works. Where let's go ahead and jump ahead through the map a little bit so we can try to unlock some of the major waypoints, and we should be able to gain some experience as we do that. I also want to dismount, but it looks like that's not going to happen for us. Where we can drop down here a little bit, and partway down we have a nice little area where we can go ahead and commune with this Maguma mastery in sight at the Order of Whispers outpost, which is going to be good for us. So let's commune with this place of power. Just look around us a little bit. We're also scared some of the birds, and we can go ahead and drop down into this area, which is a very important area. Where this is one of 4 major lanes that go through basically the entire map, where these lanes play a part in the meta event of this map. And we can look on our map, we have New Hawk Lane here, named after the New Hawk because we're pretty close to their village, and we can go ahead and follow this lane to what is basically the center of the map that has a major waypoint. That is probably the most important waypoint in the map because it is where the meta event begins. Where we can go ahead and just ignore the swarms and swarms of Chak around here. There's a ton of ley lines in here because if you remember the ley line hub in Drytop, here we have the ley line confluence, an absolutely massive hub of ley lines that spreads across the entire map, including in the New Hawk Lane that we just saw, and we can get this waypoint, which is exciting. And then from here we can go down any of the 4 lanes, and we can pretty much access any part of the map that we want. So let's go ahead and begin by going back up New Hawk Lane. Actually, let's go ahead and do that. Well, let's go to the New Hawk Village. And we can just enjoy the sights around here more. Lots of like crazy magic stuff going on. Big theme of some of the story that we've been going through is of course the magics of Tyria. But let's go ahead and jump up this way. And then we can take this path over to our right, which is going to take us to a few different areas. But specifically, I want to go up this way because it's going to take us up to the surface, if I recall correctly. Which it does indeed. And it is going to take us right towards Teku New Hawk. Which this is one of the major outposts here. And we can go ahead and run inside and try to get the waypoint in here and some of the other map completion objectives. And where there's some points of interest and whatnot. Where one of the most important masteries in this map is going to be the New Hawk Wallows, which is the second mastery here. So drop down here, we can get this waypoint where we have these wallows here, where this will take us to the Confluence Passage, this will take us to the Grub Pit, and this will take us to the New Hawk Lane. So it's just a faster way to navigate around the map, of which there are many, many places to navigate around. Let's go ahead and take a quick second to go somewhere kind of random, just to cross off a point of interest. Where we can go through this entire area, and we have the Chak, where there are many more areas that we can explore, but I kind of just want to wait for us to progress through this map a little bit with the story to naturally get there without skipping ahead too much. But here we have the subterranean lake where we can get this point of interest. We've also explored this area. And I will go ahead and kill this Chak. And then I think that's everything I wanted down here. So let's continue this way. Where we are going to have an area that goes off to the left, which is going to lead us towards a very important location that we're not going to just yet. And we can just follow back this way, and maybe let's come back up here, where I think there's another point of interest inside of Teku New Hawk, and then we can try to go to some of the other areas surrounding here. And there's also, of course, a path that we can see going off this way that goes back to the start as well. There's also the Tangled Descent, which is pretty much the area that we were just exploring in the story mission that we can go ahead and get a couple of things from as well. As far as Teku New Hawk goes, it's a very cool area. It kind of reminds us a little bit of Jaka Itzel in some ways, but it's also very, very different. And I love the vibes of this entire area. A bouncing mushroom, where let's just go up here naturally. Can enjoy all the ramps and bridges and whatnot. And I think over in this area we will have a point of interest where we can see the Kana of the New Hawk, Kana Pahua, if that's how you pronounce it, with Advisor Ostoto, or however you pronounce it. I'm so bad at pronouncing things. But let's go down this way now that we have this point of interest. And where we have this area up here, which is going to have a hero challenge for us that somebody's already doing, but we need to loop around just a tiny bit. Ignore the arrowhead there. And we can explore this area. Got our leyline friend there. And we have this Zintal fanatic. Go ahead, kill him, and then maybe we can work with our friend here to fight the Inquisitor, which appears here. Wait for him to stop being invulnerable. There we go. And let's go ahead and just throw pretty much everything we can. Let's break the break bar, then do our biggest damage. Where this Inquisitor is very, very tanky. It's a good thing we have a friend here with us. Try to dodge any attacks that would be worthwhile. Dodge can break bar as well, but we're immobilized. Now that some of the cooldowns are up, we can go ahead and just easily break the break bar. We have another necromancer friend here with us, which is fun. We're using a different elite specialization. Scourge. Some Zenta fanatics are around here that we can just blow up pretty easily too. And then let's try to get another break bar broken. Let's go into here. Very easily. We should be able to finish off the Inquisitor. And we get 10 more hero points for us. And we also have a chest here that we can open, which we don't see too many like random chests, but a couple of ley line crystals for us. And then more adventure awaits, where we got a vista over here that we can go for. I should really be gliding down these areas, since technically at this point in Hearththorns we don't really have like the raptor back in the day when we were exploring through Heart of Thorns, but in many ways it's kind of the same thing as gliding. Right, let's go ahead, just scooch our way over to here, and we can enjoy the beautiful sights. Very cool site there. We're 22% complete with Tangled Depths. A pretty good start for us. Let's go ahead and go around this way, where we can go back down deeper into the map, where I'm taking a lot of damage here. Let's just kill these enemies real quick. Where I canceled my lead skill there, which is a little unfortunate. This is really not an important thing for us to be killing this bristleback, but you know, might as well, so we can mount back up. Also, really quickly want to check, we do have 1 vial of Chak acid, which will be able to allow us to interact with this crystallized supply cache, which is our little loot box in this map, or loot chest, whatever. But going back down this way, we have this direction that we could go. I thought maybe there'd be a point of interest here, but looks like there's not, where we can go this way. And this is basically taking us back towards the start of the map. Where, let's go ahead, zip around this way, where we can see a hero challenge over there, and it's going to take us a bit to get that hero challenge completed. We have a point of interest directly below us where we currently are, which I think is in a very obscure area. As we run up this way, we are kind of approaching the surface once again in front of us. Oh, there's a champion mushroom emperor we could fight if we really want. Where, let's go ahead and go around this way. And let's go explore a new area of the map we haven't been to yet. So we're currently back at the start, where we entered this map from Orc Basin. And we went that way to go to the New Hawk area. But we can go this way to go to a very unique area. Where let's just run straight past all the Mordrim, I think. There's a lot of stuff for us to explore. I think when it comes to Heart of Thorns, it can feel very overwhelming at times with all the different things and so many different areas around the map. But here we enter Deep Root Sink. And this is just a very cool area, but it's mostly kind of like a connecting area to a bunch of different places. There's like a hero challenge and stuff for us. But I just want to continue following the road here, going past everything. And then I believe it's going to be up this tunnel. That is what I am looking for. To get to an incredible area known as the Ogre Camp. Where you can see there's an Ogre Lane, one of the 4 major lanes from the meta event. But here we have a bunch of Ogres of the Pact. Of course, during the personal story, we recruited many people into the Pact, one of which are the ogres, and we can see many of them here, which is very, very cool to see. And it's kind of cool to see all their huts and whatnot. I think Nocta the Tracker is an ogre that we should be familiar with. And we also have Yanya the Tamer as well. And then I'm looking for our old ogre friend, but I actually don't see her around here. Well, I think she's supposed to be, not 100% sure though. Where we do have that waypoint. And let's go ahead and just run this way really quickly, where we can go ahead go past this very cool bridge that I love a lot, and into this stream that I also love a lot, which is going to navigate us around this area to this vista right here. Very cool there, but let's go ahead and try to get up to this area by using our glider, which will let us get to this mushroom over here. And we're getting attacked by some vampire beasts, similar to some that we saw in Verdant Brink. And then let's get over to here. I think we probably want to go this one first, where we have a ton of vampire beasts and cave screamers around here. Let's go ahead and ignore them best we can. We're going to have a challenging hero challenge here, where we have the Spider Queen and a couple of vampire beast crawlers, where I don't know how effective we are going to be in this fight. Let's go ahead and try our best. Killed all the ants. Spider Queen's at 70%. Of course, we're going to take a ton of damage. Try to use our dodges as effectively as possible. Just ignore that. And we have a friend with us now, so this should be a guaranteed kill for us. Try to break the break bar again. And then we should be able to just deal enough damage to finish the fight. There we go. Our second hero challenge complete. And I think that's everything that's technically in Deeproot Sink. This hero challenge is below us. Where let's go back to Ogre Camp. And let's go ahead and check out this area that we saw hinted at a little bit with this event, where we can go into the Great Tree. Which actually, before we do that, let's just back up a little bit and get a nice view of this tree, because it is one of my favorite trees in Guild Wars 2, and we can just see it going up right there. It's a very tall tree that really stands out, which is kind of impressive in the Heart of Thorns expansion to have a tree that stands out. But let's go ahead and explore the inside of it, where there should be some hero challenge. No hero challenges, but some points of interest, and it will also take us towards a vista, I believe, where there's one point of interest. Let's go up this way, where this also takes us to the area north of here, which is where we started the last story mission that we did. So that's how this area kind of connects back to the north, and then south to the Ogre Camp, which we just came from. But then we can climb high up into the tree, which will then also allow us to travel back towards the starting area, where there's a bunch of stuff that is high up in the starting area that we will be able to get to from way up here, but we have to navigate up here first, which is just like one of the ways to get some of those areas where we saw all those updrafts in there. There's some fun updraft techniques that we can go ahead and utilize. Yeah, the path here is definitely pretty straightforward. I'm gonna try. Oh, maybe not super straightforward. Let's go ahead and kill the cave screamers really quickly, just to make our life a little bit easier. Get some experience, because I am trying to get my mastery leveled up. And then up through here. And then do we want to go this way, I think? the gliding section, which will take us up to the next level here, where we have some more mushrooms here. It kind of feels like a jumping puzzle, but it's really just kind of just a part of the map, organically put together. Now to the next set, which will take us to this big area, which we have the area to our left, which is going to take us back towards the start of the map. But first, let's just loop around this way because it's kind of a fun area where we can go ahead and go past a bunch of electric wyverns, and we have a flax farm here, and we also have some tropical birds that we can scare, and then we can see ogre camp down there, and we also have the wreck of the ogre ship, which I feel like might be a point of interest there that I forgot to grab just because the icon is kind of hidden. We got flax, which is a pretty valuable plant, I think, more so back in the day, but it's worth 1 silver and 85 copper, so not too bad, not too bad. But let's go ahead and head back towards the start of the map once again, where again we are really high up. There's also like 2 chests here. Go ahead and open these. Kind of our reward for jumping all the way up here, with 4 Imperial fragments, a piece of blue gear, and a leyline crystal times 2. So that's the most rewarding thing ever. But here we have a little bit of a tricky area. We've scared 10 of the bird roosts. I only remember 3. Oh wait, it might be individual birds. But to the north we have this vista, to the south we have Hero Challenge, and I'm thinking let's go to the vista first because I think it might be higher up, but I think either way that we go we should be able to get back to the other, where we have another chest, which I'm not sure if I should even bother trying to open this because it might just not be super worthwhile, for being completely honest. We can get that and the vista. Which we can see a strong box all the way over for us. But for us, let's go back this way. Where let's try to get back into this updraft, where we do have lean techniques now with the gliding. So we are able to go forward much further. There is a sharpshooter here. So as we approach, let's just go into stealth real quick. And just drop down here. I don't think there's any knockback. You can see deadly to flyers, so we need to be careful. And over here we have Gilded River. A nice hero challenge for us where we just have to commune with it, but definitely in a bit of a tricky location to get to. And then while we're up here, ooh, no, let's go ahead and give it one shot of getting over towards that mastery, which I think we go into this updraft, and then this one takes us really high up. We should be able to just get down here very carefully. There's 3 sharpshooters. So let's just get down here, kill this sharpshooter first, and then let's pull this one here. Oh, I just failed that miserably somehow. And then up to here. Kill you, and then open the strong box, get a little bit of a reward plus a mastery point. And I think that's everything that I really wanted right in this area. Let's go ahead, drop down this way, where I'm really trying to remember the jumping way up from this location, where I think there's like an area right here where you have to like jump through, and then you can get over towards the updrafts. I think it's right through this tree. You have to like climb up the tree and then up the updrafts. But also from the ogre camp into the great tree, you can just easily get all 3 of those objectives. Which, let's go ahead and head down this way, where we have this area that goes back that way, but we also have another area that's right below here, which is going to take us this way as well. So let's jump down here and then 180, and you should remember this location because it looks like the same exact spot that we came through in the story mission. There's also a point of interest up there that I should maybe try to get. But there's this wayward troll that somebody's fighting. 2 people are fighting, and it looks like they're a little scared. Newer to the game, it also seems like. Right, let's go ahead. I guess we're just grabbing the troll's attention. We're kind of tanking here. Go ahead and just kill this troll with a team of 3. I got, it looks like Mez. Wait, it's not Mesmer, it's Thief. Spectre's Thief, right? Oh, I'm taking so much damage. As well as an engineer. Where let's just go into Shroud really quickly. Shroud like that. And then I'm not going to sit in Shroud. Okay, stun Shroud. Yeah, obliterate you. Let's use our heal. And that is an easy hero challenge for us. Where we're getting lots of experience. And I don't think there's anything really too interesting this way. Looks like this point of interest is actually kind of easy to get to, maybe. But then this one is above us. Alright, let's go back to the Order Whispers camp. I'm kind of blinking on what the point of interest above us is. So let's go ahead and scope it out a little bit. And then it looks like there might be another point of interest down in Deeproot Sink. So we could go that way as well. But where is this one point of interest that I was just looking at? I've already missed it on my, or lost it on my map. Okay, so just straight down this way. And, oh, there we go, Gnarled Roots. And can I just carefully run past all of you? Let's go back towards Deeproot Sink. Because maybe I did miss an area. But also I think the next location I want to go to is past this way, so we might as well go this way. Anyways, let's go ahead check this point of interest out here. We can also see that the Chak Gerent awakens in 2 minutes, which means that the meta event is going to begin in 2 minutes. So should we go ahead and spend some time doing the meta event? Might mean this video goes a little bit longer than I was expecting, but I wanted to start making these videos a little bit longer anyways. So let's go ahead and help out. Where we have this point of interest. Oh, it's still below us. Where this is the spot here that I wanted to go to. So that point of interest is for another time. Where we can go ahead and go down here. Which I think there's going to be a vista for us. But also I should check. Okay, we still have a little bit of extra time, I think. Where I thought there was a vista right here, but maybe I'm just thinking of this adventure that we will have to do sometime. But there's also this hero challenge that there's so many people here at Ogre Lane that we can go ahead and just grab very easily. Where we have the 4 lanes, very similar to how in Orc Basin with Tarir we have the 4 lanes that we fight the Octavine in. Here we have 4 different lanes that we fight a very powerful Chak known as the Chak Gerent. And just like how in Orc Basin, each of the 4 lanes has a different mechanic. This world boss or meta event, each of the 4 lanes also has a different mechanic. Where basically we have the central area here of the Leyline Confluence, and we are trying to just blow a hole into this wall, which is going to take us to the 4th and final map of Heart of Thorns. And in order to do that, we have these 4 cannons, and these cannons are going to suck in some of the ley energy in order to supercharge themselves in order to destroy the wall. And the Chak are kind of attracted to that, where they are going to try to push down each of the 4 lanes to each of the 4 cannons and try to destroy it because it's irritating them. Where our objective is to defend each of the 4 lanes, where if any one of the cannons fall, we fail the meta event. And this was really, really difficult back in the day, but it's incredibly easy nowadays. Where I think it actually wasn't completed for like a week until after Heart of Thorns released, and then it was still very inconsistent for like another month or so after that, where it did eventually get nerfed soon after the launch of Heart of Thorns. But we start way back in each of the lanes, where we are going to have this area here, which is my go-to one of New Hawk Lane, where we are going to have basically 3 sections that we are going to defend, and where we are going to have the Chak Gerent that appears here, and there's going to be one in each of the 4 lanes, where we are going to try to kill the Chak Gerent before it gets to the cannon. But the Chak Gerent is very, very powerful, and we're going to try to basically weaken the enemy, and that's where the individual mechanic comes in, where we will have a couple of minutes to try to weaken the Chak Gerent, and then we will fight the Chak Gerent, and if we don't kill the Chak Gerent, we move on to the next one, and then to the next one, and then if we fail there, we fail the entire event. Where in New Hawk Lane, the main lane that I go to, we are going to basically break all of these spore nodules in order to weaken the Chak Gerent, so we just have to run around and squash all of them. In Ogre Lane, which we were just at, we are going to try to break all the Chak eggs around here, and that will weaken the enemy. Over here, which a little bit of a tiny spoiler, we have a Rat Novus Lane, where we are going to have some golems, where, you know, these are like golems, and we're going to try to power up the golems in order to weaken the Chak Gerent. And then over here we have a really interesting area that we haven't even been near to yet, with Scar Lane, which we will explore more of in the future. And this one is very simplistic, where we just defend a few NPCs and we just kill Chak. So we are in New Hawk Lane, my favorite of the 4, and we are just going to break some of the nodules around here once they start spawning, and we're going to try to weaken the Chak Gerent, and then we're going to try to kill the Chak Gerent. And should we be successful in killing the Chak Gerent, we will go help out another lane, and then we also have some post-meta stuff that we can talk about when we get to that point, where we do have a mastery in sight all the way up there, and it looks like we need leyline gliding in order to get to it, where we are also almost maxed out on this mastery, and we have to wait like 3 minutes. So let's go ahead and just mess around for a little bit, and we can just get enough experience. We're gonna need 1 more kill, it looks like, and we're gonna get a ton of experience from this meta event as well, as you would expect. Alright, that should be enough for us, and this will allow us to continue our story soon, where we have the way in, open a route into Rat Novus, where we can speak to Tizlak to learn the lay of the land back at New Hawk Lane, or Teku New Hawk, that's the word I'm looking for, back over this way. But we can go for New Hawk Wallows, or we can just maybe go back to gliding and we can try to finish this up. Where now that we've gotten New Hawk lore, we have now unlocked all the available masteries that we can begin leveling up with the base Heart of Thorns, where we have here Ancient Magics, which is going to be connected to Living World Season 3 following Heart of Thorns. So that's something for the future, and there's going to be some important stuff in there as well. But for pretty much everything in the 4 main maps of Heart of Thorns, we have these 4 right here for us. Let's use some more of my boosters, and I should maybe pull some of them out of my bank, where I can also grab fireworks located here. I can go ahead and try to get my experience gains back up to 2 hours, where the Chak defense will be active in 10 seconds. So let's be ready to begin this meta. And as I mentioned, nowadays in modern day Guild Wars 2, this is pretty easy, where as the event begins, we are immediately going to have some nodules that are going to spawn here, which we can go ahead and just stomp on, and we're going to have these sporelings that are going to pop out and explode on us, and we really want to avoid that. Where, let's break that, and let's get out of here. We can see on our right side, we have spores released, where if we don't get this bar filled, the Chak Gerent is not going to spawn. And if one person doesn't fill the bar, as in one lane, and that the Chak Gerent doesn't spawn, we just automatically, as a map, fail. We can see the Chak Gerent burrowed over there. Let's go ahead and break these nodules. So we really want to make sure that we at least are able to get the Chak Gerent up. And then afterwards, we can keep breaking more in order to weaken the Chak Gerent further. Let's get back up here. I think at 1 minute with this one, we're going to see, oh yes, 1 minute, we're going to see a swarm of Chak attacking. So let's go ahead, come this way, and just try to deal with them, where they're just going to try to rush past everyone, get to the cannon, and we want to deal with them so they don't destroy the cannon, which is our primary objective here. And it just takes people away from the nodules for a moment, but we have successfully stomped on all the nodules, and now we are just going to try to increase our power against the Chak Gerent. And let's just deal with this spawning really quickly. Don't get knocked off. Wait for these nodules. We only have 15 more seconds of this left. We should have one more spawn here. We can get to at least level 2 of the spore level. But we can go ahead and begin preparing to attack the Chak Gerent, which is a really cool boss that has a bunch of different mechanics. We're invulnerable for a second, and we're going to see that the Chak Gerent is going to charge, where we can go ahead and start dealing a lot of damage here, and we can see that we have a break bar, and this is a very interesting break bar, because typically, like more so back in the day, you really did not want to break the break bar, because you would get like the moment of opportunity where you could damage the Chak Gerent, but then the Chak Gerent would start doing the next rotation mechanics, and I also just straight up died here because of a mistake. And with my mistake, I'm going to be a good individual and a contributing member to society, waypoint, and run back. Let's go ahead and run back quickly. Where the Chak Gerent, now that his break bar is broken, we got like the moment to attack him, but he's going to start running all around the lane, and we are going to have to chase after him, and that's just going to slow down the amount of damage that we can inflict to him. Where the reason I died there was because I wasn't paying attention to another one of the big mechanics called donuts, where we can see this purple donut ever growing from certain locations, where it's called a donut because in the center there's like an opening, but I don't think the center is safe, so it's like a little deceiving. And I'm taking so much damage from the falling rocks too, where let's go ahead, get back this way. I think there's also a mastery here that I might be struggling with. Not entirely sure that I might want, I forget, to take less damage during this fight. But let's be careful of any donuts that spawn. Let's try to deal as much damage as we can. Let's ignore any of the loot around us. And let's see, there's 1 minute remaining. You can also see that other people have killed their boss, which gives us some extra chests here for us. $52 seconds remaining. You know, we might be able to kill. It's going to be a little close. We're going to have to ramp up damage. We're going to have some help from the other lanes as they come here, since we are slower than them. And there's a donut right on top of the boss, which is not going to be good for us. And I don't think we're going to be able to kill. But the nice thing about moving the Chak Gerent a little bit is that we have moved him. I guess we actually haven't really moved him anywhere. And he's actually running further back. But we try to want to get to the next lane a little bit early so we can start breaking the nodules with enough time in order to break all the nodules that we need. But on the other hand, this is so close. Okay, let's break the break bar for the extra damage. 4 seconds remaining, and that's insane. And we have successfully completed the Chak Gerent meta event, where all 4 lanes successfully killed their boss within the first of the 3 opportunities to fight the boss. Where that was really cool, where there was like less than 1 second remaining. And with that, I got to 4,500 achievement points, so I get a bonus gold there. Got a bonus chest for the Hero's Choice chest for completing a meta event for the first time this day in Tangled Depths. And we can also run back to the Confluence, where we are going to have a chest that we can open, where we can see the Chak Gerent statue onto this chest. Let's go ahead and dismount so I can get close. And there we go. Where I got so many achievements, but we got Gerent Slayer, worth 20 achievement points, and we got a new Hawk Lane Defender, so we could interact with all 4 of the lanes. We also got to this Hero's Choice chest, where I guess I'll just pick the Amalgamated Gemstone, where we can also check our participation here, and we're at 100% participation, and we looted the chests, and well, it's not exactly the end of the meta event, because we have a really weird interaction going on here, where we have like all of the roleplay and then like all the mechanics and stuff, where the cannons need to charge, and we basically have the full opportunity of the meta event to defend the cannons while they charge, and if the Chak get to the cannons before like the time runs out, we fail, but we have successfully pushed back all of the Chak, but the cannons aren't charged yet for whatever reason, where we have to wait for the cannons to fully charge, which means we just have to AFK here for 11 minutes pretty much if you're able to kill all of the Gerents in the first wave, which means we don't really have anything to do for 11 minutes, now 8 minutes and 48 seconds. Which means we could go do some other stuff and then come back here in a little bit, where oftentimes just AFK can go, you know, do literally anything in real life around your house for a bit, or also get some Astro Claim there. And let's go ahead and just take an opportunity to explore a couple more areas for the next 8 minutes, where we can go ahead and run up this way, where this is kind of like another tunnel out of this area. Outside of the 4 main lanes, the Eastern Confluence Tunnel, and this is going to take us to the aforementioned Scar area, which the Scar area belongs to Scar Camp, which is going to be the big waypoint that we can get, and this is a packed camp with a bunch of different packed soldiers that have crashed here, and they have built up this camp in order to fight back against the Mordrim, and then they play a part in the meta events around here, where I think specifically they are mostly Char, and I was trying to remember what SCAR stands for, where it stands for Special Combat Airborne Recon, where we saw all of the helicopters around here. And right this way we can go ahead and get this waypoint, and we have a point of interest here as well that we got, and a bunch of areas all around here, which maybe we will get another time, because I think I really want to come back to the confluence, and we can go down the Ogre Lane to go explore another pretty big and important area, where we can see we have 2 more waypoints left, and one may be connected to a special location called Radnovus, but we have another waypoint that we can go ahead and get to, where we have this massive wall here, where, you know, story-wise, we have the cannons, and we're going to break through the wall in order to charge into the final map of Heart of Thorns. But since that's locked behind a meta event, we have another entrance into the final map. And also, you know, lore-wise, it would probably make sense that we'd have multiple entrances potentially, especially after we break into the final map. Right, let's go ahead and just go down Ogre Lane, where there's really a lot of stuff we can explore this way. And you see our 2 friends from earlier hanging out there, which is cool to see. But past this hero challenge, which is a little bit more difficult now that there's not so many people around here, we can enter this brand new area where we can explore the Dragon's Passage, where we got Twisting Viaduct. And this is another kind of confusing area if you just like look at it, but it's really simple, where we just want to follow the path that is laid in front of us, where we can go ahead and go around this way. Got a bouncing mushroom up there, and then we are going to have the waypoint right here, as well as the entrance to the final map, which I'm going to ignore for now. But let's go ahead, go this way, because there's a hero challenge up this way that we could try to go for, but I'm also going to maybe die, or at least my raptor's going to die. Right, let's go past everything, and then let's get into this updraft, And this hero challenge is really interesting because it spawns, I believe, one of 3 different bosses randomly. So we are going to get Mordrim, Guard, Stalker. We can go ahead and try to CCU and try to do as much damage as possible. I kind of want to bring back my Shroud. Let's just dodge out of here. We got 2 of your friends that I do not want. Let's go back into Shroud because I'm taking so much damage. This Desolator, jeez, so much damage. Stalker's also dealing a ton of damage. Where I died, and probably might need a friend for this. So let's go ahead. Try to run back this way as fast as we can. And we could, no, we can't. We don't even have enough time. If we had a mount like the Sky Scale, we would be able to. But we're not going to be able to with just a Raptor. Where I don't see anybody here because most people are probably waiting at the entrance to Dragon Stand. Anyway, I'm just going to give this another shot, and I don't think we're even going to have an opportunity to really do anything. This Desolator, periodically vulnerable, just insane. Let's go ahead, maybe try to save our life here. Just go down this way, ignore all of the Mordrim, and let's just waypoint back to the Leyline Confluence, and that's going to be a hero challenge for another time, where we definitely need a friend there for us. But this is also a good time to just try to clear through your inventory a little bit. Where we have lots of chests, we have our achievement chest here. It should be Shape Blueprint. I'll get rid of you. Item Booster, I'll throw down there for now. And slab of poultry meat. You're at 29 silver. You're constantly dropping. Let's go. Sell these lunar gift boxes. The amalgamated gemstone. A whole gold for us. And just so much other loot. Where there are 10 seconds remaining. And let's just run back here a little bit so we can get a nice view of the action here. And where we have the giant wall and the 4 cannons. And then a map portal where behind the wall we have a bunch of chests we can open up, and kind of similar to the Aftermath of Octavine. We got all those chests, and kind of similar to there, people like to throw with these chests and like throw down mesmer portals, where it's really easy to break out of this map, which you can just teleport people outside of the map. Whereas get this one over here, you can also get 5 more vials of Chak acid and get a little bit more experience, which is good for us. And then we also have this strong box here that we can go ahead and open, which you can open every time we come through here, which is nice. And we also got another one of our weekly objectives complete, which is nice. And then this mastery point we can go ahead grab, and we have 3 more supply caches, and we have 3 more acid, so we will be able to open all of them. Where you get the guaranteed amount from completing the meta event, and if you want to open more, you have to go grab others. Where we also have the new Hawk Stomper here, and I don't think we have the correct mastery just yet, but we can look at what he has for sale. And then we have the map portal here, and let's just very quickly for just a second just walk through here into Dragon's Stand and look at this concept art. So cool, but something that we're not going to be looking at for a while, where once we load in, we'll just get a little bit of a small taste and sneak peek at the map as so, and that is all. Where we do come in right here, which is very interesting, and I think we come in from a different spot if we come in through this entrance, but like basically right here, but I could be wrong about that. But let's go ahead, head over towards Teku New Hawk, which is where we are going to want to go next time we pick up the story, where we just spent so much time exploring Tangled Depths, where there's really a lot to explore all around here, and I'm excited to continue exploring even further, where we are going to have to search for Radonovus. But I hope you all enjoyed watching this episode, and I hope you all are taking great care of yourselves. Remember to drink some water and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you all next time in the world of Tyria. Goodbye.